Thank you very much, no, to our dear students. I really extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for gracing this occasion with your presence. I would also like to express appreciation to all student organizations for their valuable assistance in disseminating this announcement. And additionally, my sincere thanks to the respective deans, chairpersons, and faculty members for their efforts in ensuring that the memo reached to you, to our dear students. So these reorientations on faculty evaluation is a biannual event. It will be held every semester. This is a 2-hour discussions only. So please be with us, students. No, kailangan yun din siya. Atong i-reorient balik ang ato ang estudyante kay basi nalimot mo on how you are going to evaluate sa mo as a faculty. So the attendance and evaluation form will be sent to you through sa ato ang message section. So later on, i-send na siya. Then kana inyo ang gipang message din ana sa inyong comment, your names and your attendance. We will not consider that one. So please bear with us sa katong form nga amo ang i-send sa inyo, ha, okay? So you may wonder why this event is very necessary. Ngano man gyud kaha ni? No, the answer lies in the significance of your feedback to us as a faculty. So your opinions and suggestions matter greatly to us as our guide in enhancing the quality of education we are going to provide sa inyo, ha. So as you engage with this process, kay kailangan man gyud siya, your feedback will be reached to us through to our respective chairperson. So kanang pag-evaluate ninyo, di ba, na ay mga verbatim dadto nga inyong isulat unsa inyong kaistorya ni faculty, your feedback about the faculty, paingon na sa amoa. The chairperson of the department will give it to us, kana siya nga mga feedback, no, that enable us to review and consider your comments. So wala na siya ingon nga di ara na sa papel taman, sa internet ra taman, sa form ra taman. So it is through your insights that we can refine our teaching methodologies and we will deliver it to your educational needs. So once again, thank you very much for your active participations and commitment to improving your educational experience here at USTP. So let us work together towards fostering a more enriching and supportive learning environment. Once again, thank you very much po.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Eileen, the CiTL Director, for that welcome remarks, po, no? And before I give the floor to our speaker, I'd like to remind again the students who just came in to please make sure you will have your names registered on our registration link provided here in our chat box and also in the comment section on our Facebook Lives. So that you will have your attendance, no, forward na mo sa inyong department. Okay? All right, and now without further ado, let's have Mr. John Dave Moncada, the awardee of the Teaching Excellence Awards in President's Award for Holistic Excellence in Innovative Instruction, to give us a discussion on the importance of faculty evaluation. Sir?
All right. Good morning. Thank you so much, Ma'am CiTL, and my respect na to our deans, our faculty. I also have here Ma'am Herong na from DTO, and then Dr. Pangan, and of course, thank you, Ma'am Engineer Sheras, the directress for the CiTL, for this opportunity to be part of imparting to the students the importance of evaluation. Okay, thank you so much as well to the students who are here. Now, this is basically this is for you. Now, we would like you to be refreshed and to be to conduct a review of the importance of evaluating your teachers or the faculty. Let me share my screen. Okay, here. Okay. All right. Again, good morning, and let me just check. Can you guys hear me? May I see a thumbs up, please, if you guys can hear me clearly? Dunggan ba ko sa tanan? No? Thumbs up, please, o kung madunggan. Okay, nakoy nakitaan isa. Murag isa raman at tuha, tulo. Okay, how about the others? Sige. And then please, no, uh, listen carefully, and later on again, if you have questions, we would be so glad to answer all of your questions in relation to the discussion this morning. So our objective now for this morning is basically to impress on you why is it important for you guys to evaluate your teachers, no? So I'd like to thank Ma'am Irene for sharing na this visuals that I will be using na this morning. So, you might have questions, no? Questions like, nganong kinahanglan mag-evaluate ko? Or questions like, maka-apekto ba ni sa akong grado if I will participate no in the evaluation? Or unsa gid ang purpose? Unsay pulos sa evaluation? Or siguro nagsigi ka og nag-wonder ka nganong sige man mi og evaluate unya siguro gakahadlok ka na akay you are conscious or you are worried nga basin unya og makita ni ma'am or ni sir ang ako ang himo nga evaluation, makitaan ba nila, mabalaan ba na nila, or siguro ang stand sa uban here nga you are treating the evaluation as your opportunity nga makabalos, no, quote and quote, makabalos kang ma'am o kang sir, bantay lang gid ni si ma'am, bantay lang gid ni si ma'am or bantay lang gid ni si sir during evaluation, manimalus gid ko. Sakto ba ka na siya nga mindset? No, unsa gid ka ang purpose, no? What is the faculty evaluation for? Well, for me, reading through this last night or a couple of nights, 2 nights ago, I was reflecting, no, unsa gid ang importance of evaluating your faculty. Well, for me, if I will, use my own words, for to strike the importance of evaluating your faculty, it's actually an opportunity for you to help, no? I think the keyword for me personally is to help. Help who? Help your faculty. What for? Not to improve their performance. Na isn't it? It's a very good thing to help others, no, especially your faculty, so that once they get to know how they are faring no, in their performance as faculty, they will be able to reflect and then see which what how else can they improve themselves, no? So that o kung mag-improve ang faculty, isn't it nga kita ra gyud gyapon ang makabenepisyo, no? So muna atong ihuna-hunaon nga it's an opportunity for us to help our faculty when we do our evaluation honestly, no, and accurately, kay para nga mag-improve sila o nga og kung mag-improve sila, kita ra gyud gyapon no ang maka-benefit ana. Kamo ra gyud gyapon nga mga estudyante ang maka-benefit no sa ilahang pag-improve as your teachers. All right? No, so now, ang pag-evaluate nato sa tuang faculty, this is really valuable. Naani siya value no para sa ilaha, labi na in light of their performance and in their application for ranking. So isa sa mga ginatan-aw nga aspeto when your teacher will apply for promotion or for ranking is the result of the evaluation of the students sa ilahang performance no diya sulod sa classroom or them as being your teacher. So mo na nga tagaan gyud nato ni siya importansya og bili, no, is kung sa Bisaya pa. Now, I believe this is how it looks like. Yeah, this is how the evaluation form looks like. So the evaluation form will ask you to write the rating period, no, kung kanusa ni siya nga period ka nga naga-evaluate sa imong teacher, and also of course you have to type in no, the name of the faculty member that you are evaluating and his or her academic rank, no, and then of course next to that is kung kinsa ang nag-evaluate. So you guys, your students, you have to check or encircle student, no, you are evaluating your teacher as his or her student. Now, right below that, you also then have tables, no, or columns and rows. So the first table that you will see is a table that contains the scale, the descriptive rating, and then the qualitative description. So let me go through each of this. No, so unsa man ang naa sa pinaka topmost. So you have there a scale of 5. Now, what is the descriptive rating of 5? So when you choose 5, it means that outstanding. So unsa man ang description? How do you what's the characteristic na of a teacher nga outstanding ang iyang performance? So this must be the teacher that always, no, I think the keyword here is always exceeds, no, sobra pa no sa kung unsa ang gi-require sa iya sa iyang trabaho. Ug kung ingon ana gali ang imong observation sa imong teacher, no, always siya nga ga-exceed na sa kung unsa ang gi-require sa iya sa iyang work as a faculty, and then he or she uh, is an exceptional role model, no, to his or her students. Then you might want to choose the scale of 5. That means outstanding, no, ang iyahang rating. Now next to 5 is of course 4. What does 4 mean? 4 means nga very satisfactory ang performance ni teacher. Now kaganina kung outstanding kay always, ang very satisfactory is imong observation is often, no, often the teachers exceeds in the job requirements. Dili siya always nga ga-exceed sa kung unsay require say, pero imo na observe nga usahay lang. Now, no, that's what very satisfactory means. Now next to 4 is what? 3. Now, what does 3 mean? 3 means satisfactory. That means nga si teacher no gakamit niya ang unsay gi-require sa iyang job no as a faculty, no, so na-require na meet niya, dili siya always, dili pod siya often, but ano lang, below, next to the often nga frequency, right? Now and then you have 2. 2 means what? What does mean two? What does two mean? Sorry. What does two mean? Two means fair, no, ang iyahang description. So that means nga the performance of the teacher needs some development to meet job requirements. No, napay mga kinahanglan nga i-improve no si teacher, no, to meet sa iyahang unsay gi-require sa iyang work. No, and then of course at the bottommost part of the scale is number 1. And 1 means poor. No? So this means that the faculty fails to meet job requirements. No? So wala gyud, no, wala na fail si teacher to meet the job requirements. So those are the scales and the corresponding descriptive ratings and the description for each of the rating. No, so you have these in the form, and you will be guided. You have to be guided with this. No, so again, when you rate your teacher, you have to be accurate and honest and transparent na as possible. And next nga mga tables will show you what are the areas. All right, what are the areas that you are evaluating your teacher on? So the first area, letter A, is what? No, letter A, the first area is in terms of the commitment, all right, no? Terms of the commitment of the teacher. And the second one, in terms of the knowledge of the subject, no? Ang kahibalo ni teacher sa iyang ginatudlo nga subject. All right? So, first again, you have commitment, second you have knowledge, and then ikatulo nga area that you are evaluating your teacher on is teaching no for independent learning. Now, what does this mean? Okay, later on, as we go through the slides, you will understand what teaching for independent learning means. And then ang last nga area upon which you will evaluate your teacher is the management of learning. All right, now very good. Management of learning. So these are the 4 areas upon which you will have to evaluate your teacher and then rate them accordingly, whether they are 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. Or that means outstanding, very satisfactory, fair, or poor, respectively. All right. Now, let's go to uh, considering well, I have basically explained these ratings and what do these mean? What do these ratings mean? So again, you have poor, you have fair, satisfactory, very satisfactory, and then you have outstanding. So this is like in a spectrum, no, from poor going up to outstanding. Again, poor, that means that the teacher may have may lack no attention to the details in class, or naa siya mga errors sa iyahang task. And that's the poor nga rating. But then opposite to that, you have outstanding. So that means again that your teacher goes above and beyond what's required of him or her. No? And then he also applied evidence. It also talks about the exceptional creativity. No, nabatay mga teachers nga atong nahimong teacher nga you observe that he or she is very creative, he or she is very innovative, and she has or he has really a significant impact sa imuha as a student niya. 'Di ba? So if you have that kind of teacher, you might as well rate him or her outstanding, no, in those areas that I've mentioned earlier. So I'm gonna go now through each of those areas. So let's start with commitment. Now everybody say commitment. No, does your teacher have a commitment to what he's doing or she's doing? Na as your teacher, as a faculty in USTP. Na, okay, so something to think about and reflect on. So what does commitment mean? It means nga your teacher is dedicated. He or she is responsible. He or she is loyal. And you can see that your teacher is really working hard. No, so that he can be of kanang service sa inyo ha as his or her students. Now, if you have observed this in your teacher, then you will have to rate him or her, no, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in these specific indicators. So you will see in the form that under commitment, there are 5 indicators. Now, what are these? Now, so number one, for example, that your teacher demonstrates sensitivity to students' ability na to attend and absorb content information. All right. And then down to number 5, it means that when your teacher is committed, it means that your teacher keeps accurate records of students' performance and prompt submission of the same. Now, I have a confession to make. Dari ko nag-struggle last sem. No, kaya na-late ko. I think my students are here. I think, yeah, I can see TCM third year students are here. And they know, last sem, medyo na-late kog pasa sa ako ang sa ako ang class record. No, to be honest. No, so siguro dili ko nila i-rate ani og dako ani nga area. Kay tinuod man gyud. No, so ang imuhang teacher, what about your teacher? No, on time ba siya ga submit sa class record o sa imuhang grado? Okay, if yes, no, you will have to rate him or her outstanding, no, in this indicator, in this part the of the evaluation form. No, so next slide will tell us or will show us mga key points, no, for each of the indicators under the area commitment. No, so again, for example, if your teacher demonstrates sensitivity to your needs, no, in the classroom, to your learning needs, no, in the classroom, that means that your teacher is mindful or that kanang sensitive siya, no, sa kung like how probably like fast or slow you learn, or like what's your learning style. No, so if your teacher is sensitive to these things, then he or she must be a committed na teacher. Or for example, if your teacher is no make sure that everybody is included in the learning process, no, walay ma left out or walay lost na student, quote unquote, no, in the classroom, then we can say that your teacher is a committed teacher. No, or like for example, your teacher makes himself or herself available, right? Available for consultation, for example. And even he or she goes beyond the official time. Grabe na gyud nga commitment, no, ni teacher. Kay bisan og wala na diya, no, sa faculty room. Well, of course, I think, no, some of our faculty are part of the GCs, no, sa students. O kung mag-message ang mga estudyante on something in relation to the lesson or the class, and then if he or she replies, I think that indicates the commitment, no, of the teacher, right? Pero siguro po, no, sa part sa estudyante, we have to be mindful as well and to be sensitive kay, usahay po na itong mga teacher, kinahanglan po na sila mamahulay. Kay tao ra gyud gyapon na sila. Kapuyon gyud gyapon na sila. So siguro isa po na to ka ka kanang reminder, no, sa mga estudyante nga also, no, think of like, whether my teacher is at this time taking a rest, no? Or okay lang ba ka ani nga oras nga mo message ko sa iya, pero I believe na these things, like for example in terms of communicating with your teacher, these things have been set no at the onset of the class, no, na yung mga rules o mga do's and don'ts nga gina-agrihan ninyo together with your teacher. And so I think no, each of you really have to abide and to honor whatever it is that you have agreed in class, no, as part of the policy in the classroom. And one of it, I think no, is communication, which is very important, no? O kung si teacher pod comes to class well prepared, all right. What does it tell us? He or she must be a very committed teacher, right? And then again, no, submitting records on time, and even allowing students to kind of do consultation in terms of like the performance of the students. So that is part of being transparent, no? So you can take a look at sa class record ni teacher kay para makabalo ka kung kumusta na ang dagan sa imuhang pagka-estudyante. And if the teacher does that, so that's part of the commitment, no, ni teacher. All right. So that's commitment. That's a first area for you, no, the commitment area. So that's one of the things, 4 areas that you will have to evaluate your teacher on. Now, what about the second area? What's the second area? What can you see? What can you read on your screen? The second area talks about all right, very good. No, the knowledge of the subject, the knowledge of your teacher about the subject he or she's teaching. No? So what does it tell us? What does it mean? So when somebody has a knowledge about on something or like a discipline or a subject, it means that na siya in-depth nga understanding of what he's teaching to the students. One of the things also is that this person or this teacher is able to simplify whatever is complex and murag lisod or difficult nga sabton sa estudyante. And so ang teacher dapat na siya ingon ana no nga abilidad to make complicated things simple, no? Para sa mga estudyante. Simple, easy, and more understandable, no, mo nang inyong nabasahan diya sa inyong screen. So, if the teacher does that, then he or she must be a teacher nga knowledgeable on the subject that he or she is teaching. So these are the specific key points na for each of the indicators under the area knowledge of the subject. So again, just like the area sa commitment na ay 5 ka indicators. So you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5 indicators. And then for each of the indicators, no, the key points, you can read the key points now on the table that I'm showing you. For example, no, for example, when we say that the teacher demonstrates mastery of the subject matter, what does that mean? What does it tell us? It means that the teacher has the ability to engage, no, nga mapa-appeal niya ang mga estudyante sa discussion o even makahatag siya og klaro nga feedback, no, sa iyang mga estudyante about the answer, about the participation of the students, right? So if your teacher does that, he or she must be outstanding in this particular indicator under knowledge of the subject. Or again, another example or another indicator, for example, kaning draws and share information and the state on the art of theory and practice in his or her discipline. All right. So for me, for example, my discipline is in media and communication. Now, so if your teacher does share, no, even kanang mga updates, no, kayo today, gabi ka dynamic, no, ang dagan sa mga butang, no? So for instance, in terms of like information, daghan mga updates na og daghan mga development, no, sa mga lahi nga mga areas. So for example, in science, in math, communication, or whatever, right? So if your teacher is able to update you and give you like new information about the topic that you are learning, probably we can say that your teacher is outstanding on this part, no, in terms of the knowledge that he or she has, no, nga iyang ginatudlo sa inyo ha. All right. So that's knowledge of the subject, no? And another indicator, the last indicator, no, demonstrate. Okay, that's what I've said no earlier. Demonstrates up to date knowledge and or awareness, no, even the current events, no. Kaya I think, no, by sharing current events in class, and then we will then have to see how the theories that we have learned in class relate to like what's actually really happening and the practical implications of the things that we're learning in class. If your teacher is able to do that, now he or she must be outstanding in this area, no, of evaluating, no, the knowledge of your teacher on the subject that he or she is teaching. All right. So that's the second area, no? Knowledge of the subject. Now, what's the third area? Okay. Can you see it in your screen, everyone? So we have 300 people in the Zoom, and then there are many people also watching us over the live Facebook Live, no, that we're doing on the Facebook page of CITL. So again, thank you so much, no, for the efforts of CITL for conducting this, so that we really wanted to guide our students on how they should evaluate their faculty or their teachers. So the third area is teaching for all right. Now, teaching for independent learning. Now, so it's not gonna be all the time that monopoly sa teacher ang pagtudlo. Kaya you know what? For me personally, it should be a two-way street. So I give you something in class. That's the knowledge, ideas, learnings, no, but then also it's like a reciprocal relationship. So I give something to you, but then students also give something back to their teachers. There are things that your teacher might not know, no. So that it should, for I think, a healthy environment in the classroom is like a two-way mode of communication, exchange of ideas, right? So I think there's a better setup now in the classroom. So it's not going to be a monopoly, but there's also something like nga pwede nga kanang pasagdan, in a sense, no, nga pwede nga maka-dictate ang estudyante sa like things that they wanted to learn in the classroom in relation to the subject. Now, what are the things that they are curious about? What are the things nga kana bitawng ilang mga pangutana about sa subject? No, so kung ingon ana gali nga klase that your classroom has, no, in a particular subject, then I think you have to rate your teacher 5, outstanding, no, because it encourages independent learning, right? So unsa man ang mga indicators ani? Okay, reflect, no? As I discuss, hunahunaa daw kung if you have experienced this in your classroom, no? For example, no, ang teacher nimo kay na siya mga teaching strategies nga ga-allow og kanang interactivity, no, nga pwede mo appeal ang mga estudyante, na appeal ma-involve ang mga students. And again, no, it's not just gonna be a one way flow of information, but also the teacher encourages feedback, no, nga you are freely you can freely air out your opinion, no, your thoughts, your ideas. So I think, no, that's a very healthy environment for learning. And if it happens, no, if you experience that, so I think you have to give your teacher 5, outstanding. All right. No, so another indicator. Okay, let me just select two more now under this area. So, for example, if your class, no, your teacher makes you confident, and your teacher recognizes you for your potential and your performance in class, no, your teacher gives you praise in public, no, recognizes you for your achievement, I think that's a very kanang encouraging kaayo, no, nga environment for learning. And so if your teacher does that, well, you have to give him 5, or you have to give her 5, no, in the in the evaluation form, no. So that's a very good kayong environment, no, for learning, no, encouraging and recognizing the potential and the performance of the students. And the last indicator here, no, you can read, no. No, sige, ingon dari sa last nga indicator. It says encourages students to learn beyond what is required and help or guide the students to apply the concepts learned. Okay. Now, if your teacher encourages you to do this, no, beyond, more than what's required, no, why? Well, life I think is all about learning every day. So many things. I think especially now, information overload, but then hinay-hinay, but og kung ingon ana ang characteristics sa imong teacher, encouraging you to learn, to read, right? No? To learn, to read, and to apply, no? Kay usahay matay mga pangutana nga, unsa man lugar ning pulos sa akong ginapangtun-an inside the classroom. Well, you'll never really appreciate that not until kung you will seek for opportunities where you can apply what you have learned in the classroom. And if your teacher does not encourage you to apply the theories, the concepts that you've learned in the class and apply it now in the real world, in the outside world, uh, as they say, no? So I think that's a kind of teacher nga tagaan nimo siya og 5. 5 ba to ang outstanding? Yes. No, 5 ang outstanding, 1 ang poor. Am I correct? Yes or no? Just checking whether you guys are still with me. Sakto ba?
Yes
Ah,
po.
yes, very good. Thank you for
You're
the
correct, sir.
response. Yes, no? Salamat sa confirmation. Basing ang uban dira kay ano na, murag gikapoy nagpaminaw. Gikapoy na ba paminaw? Ayaw sa no kay nanata sa last nga part sa ato ang um, striking the importance. No, my goal today is for you to realize nga dili din ako ni basta-bastahon ang akong evaluation. Importante di ay niyang evaluation. So we have to, mean business with this one. Because again, it will help your teacher. Do you guys want to help your teacher? Yes or no? Gusto ba ninyo nga tabangan inyong mga teacher? No,
Yes, sir.
if your answer is yes, no, kanang seryosoha ang pag-evaluate, no? Reflect, give your honest nga answer to the evaluation. What's the last area? What's the last area? The last area we have commitment one, number two is knowledge, number three is kanang independent learning, na teaching for independent learning, and the last area is management of learning. Management of learning. So again, this talks about ang mga strategies sa imong teacher, ang mga techniques sa imong teacher, ang mga approaches sa imong teacher kay para nga makatuon, ma-involve, no? Ma-involve o makatuon ang estudyante. No, unsa man ang mga specific nga mga indicators? What are the specific indicators under this last area of the evaluation? Well, it talks about one, for instance, creates opportunities for intensive and or extensive contribution of students in the class activities. Right. No? So, naa siya yung mga strategies. So, say for example, mga pair share, no? Then go back to the big group for discussion, and then apoy like individual, right? No? So, kana siya nga mga techniques sa mga strategies. I think that makes the learning environment dynamic, not boring, not dull, right? So, if your teacher is like that, I think no, he or she deserves 5, no? Outstanding, right? No? Sa pagigiingon diri nga mga indicators sa management of learning. So, for example, it says here, the teacher designs and implements learning conditions and experience that promotes healthy exchange and or confrontations. All right. So again, no, there's a healthy exchange of ideas, discussion, no. So it says here the key points of that indicator says that when the students, are free to make their own decision on certain subject matters, and if the teacher provides opportunities for the students to reflect, no, basig mo ni si teacher nga sige siya og pahimo og reflection paper, no, kay to make sure nga na-absorb gyud no ang unsa ang mga gipang discuss. So if that's the case, you might consider giving your teacher 5. All right. I think I can hear somebody talking. Probably, yeah. May I ask you guys to make sure that your microphone is muted? Later on, we will be entertaining your queries, no? Then you can and then unmute yourself and then then say your piece na if you have questions or whatever clarifications. All right, thank you. Now, so if that's the kind of teacher that you have, wherein you can freely, discuss, get involved, and then he or she has strategies for learning, techniques na for learning. I think again, as what I've mentioned earlier, deserve ng 5 si teacher, no, meaning outstanding, right? Then at the bottom part of this area, this is what I like also na being a teacher, the use of instructional materials like the audio, video, and even if the teacher conducts or does field trip or film showing, no, or whatever nga mga mediated nga mga kind of learning, no, with the use of and media, that no is for the purpose of reinforcing the learning. 'Di ba? Isn't it that we have different learning styles? Like for some of you guys, you learn more and better if you see something, or like if you're able to touch something, or like if you're able to hear something. So different styles. And if the teacher is able to accommodate these styles in the classroom, no? And then effectively, and I think deserve ni teacher ng 5 from you. That means outstanding. All right? So these are the indicators and key points of the last area where will you have to evaluate your teacher. So again, there are 4. What's the number 1? What's the number 1? Commitment. Correct? What's number 2? Knowledge of the subject. What's number 3? The learning for independent learning, teaching for independent learning. And the last one, what's the last one? Management of learning. So you have to evaluate your teachers on this area and then give him or her 5 as a outstanding narrating, and then 1 as the poor narrating. The next slide asks you, when is the schedule of the evaluation, sir? Because after hearing from you, sir, parang excited na kami to evaluate our teacher, no? Dili dili sa pagpanimalos, no. No, that's a wrong motivation, no? Our motivation when we evaluate our teacher should be because I want to help my teacher improve, right? Because I want to help him or her improve, no? So that because when my teacher is better and he or she improves, then I will also become better as a student, right? No? So when is the scheduled dates for the evaluation? I will have to ask Ma'am Sheras about that, no? But I think yeah, she will, or uh honestly I also don't know. But ma'am, kano sa gali ang ato ang evaluation?
Ah, yeah, yes,
Mahitabo?
sir. Ang gisabutan yata, sir, is before the midterm, and they are planning to have
Yeah,
it in the 3rd week of March. But dili pa gyapon na siya. I think ginasabutan pa gyapon na with our
yeah.
executive nato nga mga admin.
All right. So what the students need to do is to keep themselves updated, no? There will be postings, I believe, for sure. There will be postings about the schedule in the CITL Facebook page. And so you have to keep yourself updated. So time to time, you have to check now when is the schedule for the evaluation, faculty evaluation. So what are the consequences? Of course, because this one is required, no, it's required for the students to evaluate their teacher. But then what if og kung wala ko naka-rate or naka-evaluate sa ko ang teacher, what are the consequences? So it says here that the consequence would be, 1, you will not be cleared, of course, no, from your clearance form. So naa kay musangit ka, no, kay wala man ka naka-evaluate. So unsay angay buhaton? Evaluate na. Dili magpalangay-langay, di magpaunya-unya, no, kay basin makalimot ka or basig maapsan ninon ka sa deadline. So kung unsay imong mabuhat karon, buhatan na. Kung maka-evaluate na ka, okay, go, evaluate. Ayaw na pagpalangay-langay, ayaw na pagpaunya-unya. All right? And then you will have to write an explanation letter para ba o kung ma-miss nimo ang evaluation. You will have to write an explanation letter, and should be addressed to kay kinsa department chairperson, Okay, kinsa imong department chairperson? Isulat sa chat box. Kinsa ang imong department chairperson? Sige daw, be, tistingan na to. Isulat sa chat box. Then kinsa ang imuhang dean? Who is your dean? Are you proud of your dean? No? Yes, of course we are. We are so proud of our chairpersons, of our deans. Now we're so happy with them now being our chairperson and our deans. All right? So, and then endorse na siya sa college dean and then sa office of the student affairs. All right? Next slide is, yeah, let me leave you with this quote or saying that you as a student, you have to be an instrument or a tool for assessing or evaluating the effectiveness in teaching of your faculty. And because when you do that, our quality of education will improve. All right. So that's the way not to improve the quality of education when we honestly and transparently be transparent in our participation of faculty evaluation. And I think this is the last slide. And this is the end of my discussion for today about the importance of faculty evaluation. So thank you guys for listening, and let me now give back the time to our MC. Thank you so much.